The Farmer's Wisdom, a tale of life's unpredictable turns. Once upon a time, in a quiet little village tucked between rolling hills and rice paddies, there lived an old farmer named Wei. He wasn't rich, he wasn't famous, but he had a small farm, a strong son named Liang, and a single horse that helped him plow the fields. Life was simple, but it worked. One morning, Wei woke up to find his horse had vanished. The stable door was open and the animal was nowhere in sight. Word spread fast in the village, and by evening his neighbors were at his doorstep, shaking their heads. "Oh, Wei, what a disaster! Your only horse, gone. How will you work the fields now?" they said, their faces full of pity. Wei just leaned on his porch, stroking his beard, and said, "We'll see." The neighbors exchanged glances. "We'll see?" What kind of answer was that? But that was Wei, always calm, always steady. The very next day, something wild happened. The horse came trotting back to the farm, and it wasn't alone. Trailing behind were 6 beautiful wild horses, their manes flowing in the wind. The village went nuts. "Wei, you lucky dog," his neighbors shouted, slapping him on the back. "One horse lost, and now you've got a whole herd. You're set for life." Wei just smiled faintly and said, "We'll see." The neighbors rolled their eyes. There he went again with his "we'll see." What was wrong with this guy? Couldn't he just celebrate? A few days later, Liang, Wei's son, decided to tame one of those wild horses. He was young, full of energy, and eager to prove himself. He climbed onto the biggest, fiercest horse, but it wasn't having it. The horse bucked hard, and Liang went flying, hitting the ground with a sickening crunch. His leg was broken, badly. The village doctor bandaged him up, but Liang was in pain and stuck in bed. That evening, the neighbors gathered again, whispering among themselves. "Poor Wei," they said. "Your only son crippled like that. What bad luck. How will you manage the farm now?" Wei sat by his son's bedside, looked at the neighbors, and said, "We'll see." The neighbors were starting to get annoyed. "We'll see? Really?" This guy was impossible. But then, the next day, something unexpected rolled into the village. A group of army officers marched in, looking for young men to draft into the emperor's army. War was brewing, and they needed soldiers. They went from house to house, pulling boys barely old enough to hold a sword. When they got to Wei's house, they took one look at Liang, his leg all bandaged up, and shook their heads. "No use to us," they said, and moved on. That night, the neighbors were back, their jaws on the floor. "Wei, you must be thrilled. Your son's safe while everyone else's kids are off to war." What a stroke of luck. And Wei, stirring a pot of soup for his son, just looked up and said, "We'll see." And that's where the story ends, folks. Or maybe it doesn't, because life keeps going, doesn't it? And that's the thing about this tale. It's not about good luck or bad luck. It's about how we never really know what's good or bad until time plays out. Wei didn't get caught up in the highs or lows. He just kept moving forward, letting life unfold. So what do you think? Could you stay as chill as Wei when life throws curveballs? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear how you'd handle it. If you liked this story, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next one. Until then, keep an open mind, and we'll see what happens next. Peace.